Welcome back to BR163 on Farming Simulator 25. It's episode 9 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been in for a cup of tea. A couple of contracts I've got done, so we're up to 245,000. However, Whitney Houston, we have a problem. In the last episode, I looked at the greenhouses. I was like, oh, okay, you know, let's look at maybe putting in our own greenhouses, look at a plot of land to put them in. And I said I'll go back and have a double check because I looked at the prices if we go into here, but I didn't actually look at the details. So we come down to the details, the deets just there. They are requiring seed, fertilizer, water, seed, pallets and manure. Now I mentioned the manure, and so we might need to go to the animal dealer and get some. So if I do place any of these, and I'll probably go for a large one if I'm going to, and the weird thing is I'm so kind of engrossed in what I'm doing I completely forgot it's a Zero Oito map, isn't it? Of course it is. You need pallets for everything. Pretty much every production requires pallets. And the downside is that if we go to, actually no, that's the one we want. If we come down to here, unless I find them somewhere else, come to pallets. So added on the map, you've got concentrates, you've got rebar and size additives and mining equipment, and then we can move on to these sort of liftable pallet stuff. You can't buy pallets of pallets. We have to make them. So we need to make pallets. Off the back of doing Sunshine Forest for so long and so much forestry, I thought, well, on this one we're not going to need to, but we're going to need to do something because we are going to need. And we've got plenty of trees. We've got plenty of trees round our farm here. We've got some across the back there, all the way down here. I don't really want to cut all those down because they look great. So we could do every other one maybe. And then we own a little bit of land on the other side of our field there. We've got some trees down that side. So we have got some trees we can cut down. Now, that's great. We can cut some trees down. I'm going to need a tree harvester. I could do it by hand. We could do it by chainsaw. We've done that before. However, I'm thinking of using one of the containers, the new, obviously added in under the content update, the shipping containers, and also under an update recently from Yoss's Liftable Pallets and Bales pack. We have got, and I kind of read the update and went, oh, okay, you know, and not shrugged it off, but kind of not ignored it. If we come to containers, there's our base game. That's the new added into the base game. The shipping containers are back for wood. Brilliant stuff. We click on those. We can do 12 metre cut lengths, 44,000 litre capacity, 9 metre cut lengths, 33,000 litre capacity, and 6 metres. And they need to be exact, otherwise you do lose money on them. And then when you take them down to wherever you're going to take your wood, it takes the shipping container as well. Now, oh, that's a good point. Has this been updated to take them? That's a worry. I could fill one of those up and it not work. Maybe we'll try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll give it a go. But Yoss added in this. So this is a liftable pallet and bale version. So you can lift these by hand, technically. Same sizes, same capacities. Or this one, the XL, which you can actually use, if you want to, as wood storage moving forward, because we've got here, if we go down to our 6 metres, 250,000 litre capacity that will do. The 9 will do 500,000 and the 12 metre will do 1 million. That's pretty cool. So if you want to do that, you can. So I'm thinking what we might do is we'll go for, the thing with this is, if you go for the liftable, I can then just pick that up by hand and put it onto my trailer. I don't need a set of forks. I don't need a forklift truck. I don't need a telehandler. You know, I could lift it by hand, put it on. That's the point behind doing that if you don't want to. We'll go for a standard one. Now, do I have to go 6s or 9s? I'm thinking of my trailer. That will still do 21,000 litres. I think what we'll do, because we've got that our D14, haven't we? We're going to put it on Forestry. And then we'll change the main colour. I think, should we go blue? Let's go blue. I want a blue shipping container. So we're going to buy the shipping container. We're then going to, in here, miscellaneous. There we go. So here, we've got the Kessler. So I've downloaded the Kessler pack, HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau. So this is a rear mounted. Now this would do up to a 64 centimetre cut. And that's a 3-point link mounted tree harvester. way cheaper, as you can see, 45 grand compared to if we go out and we go to our tree harvesters. There's a few modded ones knocking around as well, 310, 449, 450, you know, they're all around that sort of price. So if you want to get into doing it a little bit cheaper, then that's not a bad way of doing it. I think I'm going to leave it all as it is. I don't need to fiddle around with it, but I'm going to lease it. I'm not going to buy it. So for just over 2 grand, 2295. Yeah, I thought I'd bought it then for a minute. I had heart failure. Yeah, so we'll take down our D thingammy bobby. We'll grab that. So we'll be able to cut some trees down. I don't know if it will let me to do the palm trees and stuff. And then we've got to make sure we cut to 6 metre lengths. And then, but what we're going to do while we're in town as well, we've got to buy the carpenters. Because without the carpenter, we can't do this, and we can't put a placed carpenter down either, because the base game carpenters do your various different, you know, planks, longwood, beams, that kind of stuff. Not furniture and stuff. We'd need a sawmill to do various different planks and bits and bobs. But it's the carpenter in town that does pallets. So if we place one, we can't do pallets, and like I say, we can't buy them, so we've got to buy it in town. So our money we made selling our seed in the last episode, and again I haven't read the comments on the last episode yet, I'm recording this straight off the back of the previous one. While we're heading over as well, I just want to say what it says on the thumbnail. Moving forward, we have a MOAN free guarantee. That's in place, people. I want to thank everybody who's been commenting the last few days. Specifically, it depends when this gets posted, but the video that I posted on Thursday, thank you to the people that commented on that video. A few different people commented. There's one in particular, I'm not going to say the person's name out loud or anything like that. It was kind of, I don't know, it was a bit of an attitude adjustment, an awakening, that moment, I guess, where, and I said I'm open to debate, I'm open to conversation, I'm open to constructive criticism, and the message was put in such a way, it was respectful, it was critical, it was, you know, it was not, and it wasn't having a go at me, it was explaining stuff and talking about my videos and what I've been doing recently, and how my videos and content has changed over time. And I read it, and it was that kind of an epiphany, I guess, a moment where I suddenly thought, oh, you know, I've been trying to kind of put my finger on stuff, you know, I've been trying to work out things, and that kind of just answered some questions that I had, and I spent a lot of yesterday afternoon and evening thinking about it. And the message was right. I'm not going to read the message out or anything like that, but the gist of it being, like I said in that other episode, the world's changed, the world's changing around me, the world's changing around everybody, and I guess I've become a little bit more cynical, I've felt a little bit more got at and that kind of stuff, and I've been reacting to that in my videos. And the gist of the comment was, you know, people come on to watch your content, and always have come on to watch your content, to be entertained, to learn stuff, to see what you're doing on your Let's Play, seeing how your farm's progressing. And it's all getting a little bit heavy, it's all getting a little bit much, you know, and people just want to be entertained. And I thought, you know what, you're absolutely right. I hand on heart, you're absolutely right. So yeah, I made up that little logo. That's going to be in the corner of, you know, for a little while at least anyway. I want, if people have been switching off, if there have been people going elsewhere because of that, then I apologise. And I need to make a change, and that's the change. It's going to be, we're going to come on, we're going to do stuff, we're going to play the game, you know. Yes, I'm going to talk about stuff, I still talk about stuff, that's what I do, but it's not going to be moaning, it's not going to be in response to comments. I think I said recently, this is the one I want, isn't it? There's pallets inside there. That's a lot of money. Yeah, so the seed we were selling, most of that money is going to go on this, but at the end of the day, that's, you know, we made the money to do some stuff. Can we open the doors in here? I don't think we can. So we now own the carpenters. If we come into here, go down one, there's our carpentry. So pallets, we can do it from planks, so then we can do pallets from planks, and we can do pallets from wood anyway, and we'll get wood chip as a byproduct, so we'll get a lot of wood chip out of this anyway. So we now own the carpenters. What was I saying? Yeah, so, yeah, of course I'm still going to talk about stuff, and I think when I was talking about mental health, and I said about, you know, how people have been saying you hadn't done many Let's Plays recently, and I did say I had found personally that we had a big influx for a while of We had a lot of maps. We had a lot of mods. We had so I did spend a lot of time doing mod reviews, map tours, and that was easier. When you're not feeling chatty, when you're not feeling yourself, when you're not feeling like you want to be, and that sounds weird, that when you're not feeling particularly positive. And I've said it before, it's difficult when you haven't got, you've lost your mojo, you haven't got that, that impetus just to sort of come on and talk to a microphone and be happy. It's difficult when you're not feeling that happiness to then, and I know people will say all various different things, but I find that hard to do. So when I was just doing mod reviews and map tours, like I said before, that's all just factual. It's all like, here's this, here's that, these are the details, this is the description, this is what it does, these are the facts, these are the slots, and you go bump, 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 done, and I guess, yeah, the problem was then I'd gone down that route of I was reacting and responding to stuff which I shouldn't have been, and yeah, so no more. It's not going to happen. So there we go. That's my guarantee to you moving forward. Will I slip every now and again? I'm human. I'm fallible. Potentially, I'm going to try not to, because I don't want it. Like I said, I want it to be a place of positivity and enjoyment and fun, and I want to. And I'm just going to carry on doing the stuff I do. I'm going to have fun doing it. Hopefully, you'll have fun watching it. And yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to say on that. Anyway, yes, I've been watching a whole load of stuff recently, and there's a guy, a lecturer in the US. My brother mentioned him a while back, actually, and he was doing a talk in his lecture hall, literally the day after the Charlie Kirk assassination. I'm not going to go into all that. Like I say, I've always said on here, I don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics. I don't, I suppose some things you discuss when, my uncle always used to say, anything you want to talk about is politics. I don't know, maybe it would come into politics. But he was saying, and again, I'm extrapolating bits out of what he was talking about the fact that, I guess off the back of all of this I've been talking about anyway, that he as a lecturer has got, because they record all of the lectures as well, I guess for people that either don't attend or can't attend or for whatever reason, just for posterity. He's still got thousands of hours of footage of my lectures. And you look at Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk has probably got hundreds of thousands of, and again, this is not about, whether you believe in Charlie Kirk or not. There's nothing to do with that. It's just because he was talking about that during his lecture. And he said, anybody who you follow, and it resonated with me, I suppose, because the channel, anybody who you follow, and you will like certain people, you'll follow certain people, you'll watch certain people, whatever content it might be, wherever you're getting your content from, whether it's YouTube, whether it's whatever content, whether it's podcasts, and the beauty of it is, and always should be, I guess, is if you agree with a lot of the person's philosophies and policies and thoughts and whatever it might be, that's a good thing, but you won't always agree with all of them, and that's healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay not to agree with everything somebody believes in. Anyway, so what I've got to do now is we've got to see what we can do here tree-wise. I need to open up my menu. Hang on a second. I just realised, actually, I've currently got my Thrustmaster farm stick disconnected because I've only got so many USB things into my PlayStation, and I've got mics and USB sticks and a fan, and I've got all these things plugged in, and I've got a PlayStation camera for doing intros and stuff, and suddenly realised I'd disconnected my farm stick, because there's a button on my farm stick I can open and close that menu top left, and suddenly realised I went to do it and suddenly thought, oh yeah, I might have goofed. So what we're going to try and do, we'll see how this works. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll give it a go. So I need to. This is my first look at this. What did we do? We went with a 6 metre, didn't we? Please tell me this goes to 6 metres. There we go. 6 metre control group crane. Do we unfold it? Let's change that to display settings. No. Okay, we've got that. Where's our support legs? Oh, there we go. Left stick. Don't want it to be all that. Just need a bit more support. Let's do that. Have I gone too far away? Yep. Of course I have. Actually, I might lift those up a little bit. Let's go. Let's go the other way. There we go. Just to stop the rock. And I don't know if this tree's gonna be too big or whether it will cut it at all. I don't know. Let's turn that on. Oh, please don't. This is too small to cut this. Oh no, we're alright. Yeah, boy. So 6 metre cut length. So this is a much cheaper alternative for tree harvesting. I think when I was saying before, I think I got one of the small excavators. That end little nubbin won't help me at all, but that's fine. Oh, the other thing I was going to do, which I need to purchase, is so that's that. I'm just trying to think, how many of these can we take out of different? Can I cut these? Do we need lights on? Probably need some lights on. Can I reach that one? Oh, trees are in the way, which is ironic considering what we're doing. Yeah, if I've got that raised just a little bit, that stop any tilt. If I do that and then go down just a little bit, I can still manoeuvre, but it should stop any twist or tilt. Not sure how I feel, but that's quite bright, isn't it? Have a look in. Cut. Pull it to one side. It's a smaller tree, but that's alright. As long as they're 6 metre cut lengths, it doesn't matter. They need to be exactly 6, and we can throw them all in. And the offcuts I'll throw to one side. So what we'll do is we'll get the offcuts moved. Like I say, this could all be for naught. I think it's probably better actually that I went for the smaller container, because if I'd have gone for the big one and filled that up completely and then realised when it was full that it won't take it at the carpenters, then we're in real trouble. Which, like I say, we still could be. That's 2.1, that's 3.5. Anyway, we'll see. But again, like I say, if this is showing there are so many mods in the mod hub now, there's so much stuff, and whenever I do anything, people will message and say, oh, you forgot this. Yeah, I probably did. There is a lot of stuff I forget that is there, you know. When I was saying about that wheel loader, and HMG reached out and said, had you thought about using the forage harvester? There's a pickup, like a connector thing that goes on the back that might attach that wheel loader. And he said the palleted 3-point links. Have we got those in FS25 yet? I had a look in the mod hub, I couldn't see them. Maybe there are some. The palleted 3-point links always used to work quite well, and would attach. So if I got that wheel loader again, because it was nice and cheap. I mean, that being said, I bought a telehandler now, which, so I suppose it's irrelevant at this point, but a palleted 3-point link, and I had completely forgotten. But then when he said that, I went to look and I thought, was that 22? Have we got 125? It was Pepe 978. There was one, and I'm trying to think. I haven't actually seen much from Pepe 978 on FS25. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to take out all of the trees. We'll take out a few here and there. We'll try another palm tree in a minute, and we've got a load of palm trees across the other side we can take out. So I don't really want to take out too many down my my driveway. Like I said, we could take out a couple maybe here and there. Have a look in. Make sure we're right down to the ground. Oh no, we've lost our cut option. There we go. This is working very, very well. Very, very well. I need pallets. Oh, that last one might not be. And you have to be very careful when you're using the containers. Like I say, if you put in anything that's even slightly too short, yeah, 5.2, you will lose value on them. I mean, that's if you're selling them, I guess. I'm not trying to sell them. We're dropping them off for wood, so I suppose it's not as relevant. But I'd rather we just kept some bits to the side. We can always get a wood chipper or something, or I can take those down on a separate trailer. We can just throw them onto a trailer, take those down, and we'll drop them off, because they also have value. They also have a certain amount to them. Yes, the other thing I was going to do was, and this is a mix of best of both worlds, and I'd forgotten about this as well. This is a Mack Trucker 921 one under telehandler tools. There, the pallet forks, telehandler pallet forks. So we've got pallet forks, brilliant, but they have tension straps on them. So tension belt, yes, which means we can tension strap containers. If we pick up pallets, we can tension strap them on so they don't wobble and fall off. But possibly, maybe we should be able to pick up logs with that as well, I'm thinking. What we'll do is we'll go main colour. I'm going to go a metallic, I think. Let's go for metallic. I was going to match it to the John Deere, but it doesn't really matter. So we're going to buy that. How much is that? 3,300. That's excellent stuff. We'll buy that. So what we'll do, let's just turn that off for a second. We'll get some more done in a bit on the tree front. I need to take this down because we've got the pallet fork we already bought, so we can take that pallet fork back. The whole time all this is going on, of course, I will still, where I can, keep an eye on contracts. If anything particularly lucrative, big harvesty sort of thing comes up, we'll jump on that. If not a problem. So that needs to go back. And then what we'll do as well, when we pick up the new forks, we'll be down there with this anyway. There is a forklift truck down there, but we'll be able to use it for how it's intended. I'm thinking that container that does 6 metre should fit on here. And what we can do is we can lower the ramps down so they're level, and we'll put the container on the back of this. That'll work. So we get all of this down there. Let's get some stuff loaded up and see if we can get some wood down to the carpenters. That's my goal for this episode. I just need to get some wood done. We'll try the shipping container idea. If the shipping container idea doesn't work, that's not a problem. We'll just cut down some more trees and we'll just make it work. We're lucky actually, we've got some trees around our farm, because I was looking at plots, and again it was that thing of I was looking for land for greenhouses, and because I had to pay 95 grand for the carpenter, there's a plot down here which has got some trees on, down by the other bridge. That's only 77 grand. That's not too bad. We've got enough money, we could buy that if we wanted to. There's this plot here which actually has got a small field on as well, plot 60, but that's another, what's that, 96,000, the value of that. And all the other plots are kind of, they're much bigger, and it's that, you know, again, someone did say in one, I had a direct message actually yesterday, that's 80,000, and for that you're getting that land and 2 greenhouses and a shed and the farmhouse, which I think you can remove the shed and possibly the farmhouse as well if I didn't want them on there. But like I said, the downside to doing that is that whether intentionally or not, whether it was supposed to be or not, it has turned out it is a sell point for seed. I've only tried seed, like I said in the last episode, I've only tried seed down there. If I buy that plot of land, it ceases to be a sell point for seed, and that will just become the greenhouses. Do I want to cut off that avenue? So there are a couple of little plots knocking around that have got some trees on, and there are some plots where you get the land. I mean, like I say, that plot of land there, which was 90 odds, 96 grand, you get all that, and you get some trees on there. Not most of them harvestable. To be fair, a lot of them aren't harvestable, which might be a little bit trickier. But at least on my land, we've got some tall, straight trees which we can actually put into the shipping containers. I don't know, it's just an idea. I mean, looking at a couple of those big old ones, we could cut all the limbs off and have that massive solid tree trunk. We could lift with the telehandler, put it onto the back of our trailer. We just need the wood. It doesn't have to be in a shipping container. It can be separate if we want it to be. So yeah, I'm just racking my brains. We can sell these pallet forks that we purchased. It was that thing of I was thinking, I'll have a look and see under telehandler tools if there's a log grab, or because I'm not a big fan of some of the base game log grabs, and I tend to use a manure fork if I'm doing log grabs. And then I thought, hang on a minute, there is that one that's got tension strap. If it doesn't work, that's fine, but at least we've got that for you for doing other things. It won't necessarily have to just be it won't just have to be for logs. We can use it for picking up containers. Whoa, okay, didn't see that in the long grass, whoops. Yeah, we can do it for pallets and other things as well, so it doesn't hurt to have that set of pallet forks, and they're longer as well anyway, so just for general use I think that's a check. Why not? And like I said, we'll give it a go and see what happens. That is the very least we can do. Give it a try. There is that trailer and the trailer base that came with those shipping containers. You could get one of those, but I can lift it up and strap it down to it. I don't need a... We've kind of got that back. That was under... Is that changing systems? I'm trying to think where that was. Changing systems... No. Where was that under? Low loaders? No. I didn't dream that, did I? Semi-trailers? Oh yeah, semi-trailers, isn't it? Yeah, there it is, look. Actually, that's not bad. 29 grand. I thought it would be way more than that. Although it does require a lorry. We haven't got a lorry. I suppose we could get a dolly if we wanted to. But I'm more than happy putting it on the back of my D14. Yeah, we'll do that. Right, let's get rid of the forks. Do a bit of that. Get the shipping container on. I'm almost certain at the moment that the shipping container's not going to work. I don't think it's going to take it at the carpenters. Almost certain, but I want to try. Again, it's that thing of why not try these things out? Because if it does work, brilliant. If it doesn't, fine. We've learned something. So we're going to sell those for 1,828. That's a big chunk towards what we just paid out for the new ones. Over half. So, and then we'll I'll come down with the D thingy jiggy. I suppose I could have set a worker off. Now what I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to open the doors. It depends if they open flat. I can't remember if they open flat or not. Owned by Home Farm. Why have we not got the option to open the doors? Oh, we have. I thought it would come up. Okay, option doors under that. There we go. Open flat. Cool, we'll do that. So we'll leave that like that. Because I'm sure... Oh, I might have been on the trailer base actually. When I did the testing of these, like the mod review, when this stuff came out. I'm trying to think. When it was on the trailer, I couldn't open the doors. I think that was the way around it worked. Anyway, that being said, so what should happen now is... Let's say with these, I need to switch to that. Swing those open. And then we'll put those in. Oh, too high. Oops. There we go. In like that. And then we should be able to. Oh, I thought it would tension strap over the top. Oh, we can open the window. Cool, we'll do that. Yeah, so, oh yeah, you can see the tension straps at the bottom. I thought they'd go over the top of it. It doesn't matter. It's tension strapped on, so we can then load that onto our trailer when the trailer gets down here. I've got to make sure I put it the right way round. So what I'll do, I'll swing this round this way. So as I swing the lorry around, I want these pointing out the back. And then we can load our logs onto the lorry, and then we'll try that, and yeah. And then we can get some pallets underway. Once the pallets are underway, and we've got some pallets, then we can look at all the other things we're going to need if we do greenhouses. And if we do greenhouses, we can land to do it on. And, you know, there's a whole thing. I have got a whole load more seed that we could sell if we want to. I think we've got well over 100,000 litres in storage now. I've got a walk back now, but that's all right. Tax free! I say it every single time. And there still isn't one. We're on our way back down. I found something I didn't know. It might be people have put it in the comments when I did the episode with this. So L1, right stick side to side, does that. And now I did that when I was putting the bales on. Then I lifted it up to try and push the bales up a little bit. And I said what we might have to do when we put the pallet on, the container, is we'll do that. However, if I lock that off, if we go R1, so L1, R1, and right stick side to side, we can take them off. We can take the ramps off completely. So I can leave it like that all the time. Just have it as a flatbed. If I want to put anything on it, then we just put the ramps on it. You can just switch them off completely. I didn't even know that was a thing. So that's pretty cool. It should work, like I say. And if the container doesn't end up working, it doesn't matter. I'm sure at this point in the video people will be commenting saying whether it does or doesn't, that kind of thing. You've got to remember I'm doing this as I go. So I won't know that until afterwards, but I'm pretty sure. Again, that's why I said earlier. I think maybe the I think it won't. I'm sure a map has to be updated for the new content stuff to work. Again, I don't know. Potentially. So we'll find out. This way we find out whether or not it might even overhang on this. 6 metres. Maybe it won't. This might be absolutely spot on, you know. I mean, come on. Come on. It doesn't get much better than that, does it? Sometimes it's like I know what I'm doing. Not all the time, but sometimes it's like I know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, that's absolutely spot on. Oh, hold ye horses one little bit. Maybe I was at a slight angle possibly. Let's just give that a bit of a nudge. Sorry, that bit where I nearly went off the road just now. I was just recording, and all of a sudden, just you know, in your peripheral vision, there was a spider that had come down from the ceiling, and it was just dangling in front of my eyesight. It scared the life out of me. Yeah, we're a bit twisted, but that's all right. I think because I'm quite up close to the cab. I mean, I suppose what we could do is give it a bit of a shove the other way if we wanted to, just to get it. I mean, this is just being overly. Put those through the cab then. Yeah, just give it a nudge like that, and then we're off the back, and then we can get the front round. Yes, yes, that has to be done like that. And then give that a nudge. There we go. That's more like it. Come on, strap over the top. Yes. Come on. We'll leave that like that. Doesn't need to pull away. Yeah, boy. So with our new forks, we'll take those back. I haven't actually tried the AI thing yet. Is it worth me trying the AI, see if I can get this to drive to the farm? I don't know if it will. I guess we can give it a go, can't we? I don't tend to use that function very often. I probably should. The trouble is the way the traffic is on here, it's going to get hung up quite a lot, I think, but we can try. So let's swing around to there. We'll do this and go to here, and we want to go to create job, and we are on that, so we'll click on that anyway. That vehicle, set destination, pick target location, which needs to be our farm, which is just there. We'll do the farm entrance like that, and then like that. Come on, you can do it. Maybe they can. Nice! Let's go. Well, the sun was supposed to be coming out. It seems to be getting darker. 1:35. We're going to run out of daylight again. Oh, that was something I need to do. We need to go up and check the bridge. Just that looks really cool. Oh, that fits on there. Absolutely. I mean, probably could have got away with the ramps as well. Maybe not. Oh, it doesn't matter. No, because the ramps would have been in the way from putting logs on. I could have lowered them down, but that's... We've made ourselves a little box truck. Yes! All in the pursuit of palletage. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit of a drive, a bit of a detour. We're going to go up to where the bridge is, because I need to double check and see... Because I've been skipping, obviously, I'm on 1 day month, so we're skipping ahead a month at a time. So each day is representing 30 days, you know? So by lunchtime, we're halfway through the month. I know people don't like that, but that's just, you know, it is the way it is. It's the way I like to do mine. Sometimes I do 2 day months, but On a one-day month, that's the way I'm doing it. And so I've been each day I've skipped ahead, and the stuff that I put there have been used. But if it's getting through that stuff way quicker, if halfway through the day that tools that I took up there is gone and it's requiring the next thing, I'd rather get the next thing in so that each month goes by we see progress on that bridge build. It was the next turn in? I can't remember. Or was it right at the end? Oh, it's right at the end, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. Just to double check, like I say. If we need to buy anything else, we'll buy something new. I'm going to be... And again, I suppose that's why I don't mind so much with selling the seed and making that money. Because we're not making any money like when we took the two things of tools. They were £6 a pop each. If we have to take rebar or anything like that, again, it's going to be similar sort of prices. That all that cost is on us. So to fund that, we're doing a good thing. We're making access easier. We can get... Oh, workers got there. Nice. Yeah, I mean, we can get across there. There is another bridge, but it's a bit rickety, and you know. A quick look. I mean, it might not use very much at all, but doesn't it? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, look, it's gone already. Cement bags, 20,000 litres. We'd need the cement works, or buying cement bags. That's going to cost us a fortune. But the problem is, this is what I was saying before. It's a great idea in theory. The problem we got, to buy the cement works, it's going to cost us so much. The money we're buying the cement works for, we might as well use that money to buy bags of cement, and then it becomes that weird. I know longer term, once we own the cement works, we can produce other stuff as well, keep taking rock there, and we can make money from the other products as well. I guess there is that to it. We have to look into our cement then, cement bags, cement works, do a bit of costing and work out what the best option is for that. Right, I'm going to go back. I'll see you back over there, and what we'll do, we'll load a few of the 6 metre logs into this. See how we're looking capacity wise, and see if we can't get ourselves some pallets being made. Okie dokie then. As luck would have it, while I was in the process of actually recording this, today's mods dropped, or yesterday's, depends again when this gets posted, and part of that mod drop was a wood container sell point. 1,000, one slot can be placed, so if the carpentry doesn't take my wood container, it's not a loss. I can take it and we can sell the wood. We'll probably do that. Now if I can get this up against there, can I? Yes, I can. Right, okay, that's cool. So we'll throw all these logs in. I'm a little bit miffed, I'm not going to lie, because like I say, because there was mods, and that's uploading as I'm recording this. I've cut down a few trees of in-betweens, a few. The initial one was, this one was a palm. At the end here, there was a tall palm. So I cut the palm down, and there were 5 or 6 metre lengths. And then we had the big bulb at the end that you get on the top of these. Now, when I did Lucas Island and something else, the bulbs at the end have got a lot of wood quantity, whilst they can't actually be cut up. So I cut the tree down, and that was all sat here, and the big bulb was there. I thought that's brilliant, because even if we don't put that into the wood container, that can go down onto a trailer. That'll be a nice tidy amount of wood. So I saved the game, came back in to carry on, and the entire tree's gone. It was right here on the floor. I didn't dream it. There should be a stump here somewhere. I definitely... I swear I didn't dream it. I swear I cut a tree down. I don't understand. Anyway, so yeah, so what we'll do, let's gather some up, we'll get some in there, and we'll get cracking on that. The wood sell point, there was a couple of plots in the town that were purchased and owned by the company. I could probably put one of the wood container sell points on there. which might help a little bit, I guess. So what we'll do, we might need to shove that along. Just trying to work out, can I tilt this? Probably not. They're quite long forks, aren't they? I will do that. Probably not the best thing to do, but it will work, kind of. This is different because there are sets of these that I used on Sunshine Forest where the forks, either you can have it without forks, so the forks don't show. Come on, let's get under there. A little bit better. Yeah, the forks don't show, or the straps don't show. At least with this set, they do. So I'm quite happy with that. Let's do that and that. Okay, well at least we can get the first few in. If I can get around that. Probably not. Let's push this over a little bit. Just give those a shove. We use the logs we've already got to give that a bit of a... Away we go. There we go. Let's get these all over. Like I said, I don't know how many of these it's going to take to fill this up. Let's give it a go. It's better to have a go than never know. Wise words, mate. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh, come on. Come on now. Yeah, so I guess these will probably work better, especially for logging, if you've got something to push them up against. Because... well, maybe we'll get that. Oh no, I've got that one. Not quite the other one. Can we get underneath that? Maybe. There we go. Whoa. Okay. That's not bad. It's more than I thought was going to go into it. At least we can get our pallets underway, can't we? That. Oh no, I don't want to grab that. There we go. There's there. I say, yeah, we could probably use a log grab. Should probably use a log grab, but I don't wanna. There we go. Nice, right. Let's keep going. I am curious to see with the palms. I'm going to cut one down. We've got some over the back here, and there's some right over the other side as well. So I want to cut one down because I'm curious to see how much there is in one of those. I suppose that'll be very telling. If we take this down and we can't use it at the carpentry, yeah, I don't know. Right. Can we get to that? There we go. How much have we got in there? 13,694. Was this whole 21? I'm still really happy with how that worked out. I really wasn't sure. And that thing about the ramps on the back, everything just seems to fall into place today, which is good. I've had a couple of episodes where the absolute opposite is true. Things have just gone horribly wrong, so it's nice for once for it to work. Oh no. There we go. Grab that. Drop those down. Come on. So, I'll fill this up. Let's haven't had a warning yet, so the 6 metre things have all been good lengthwise. That's what we needed. Let's crack on. We are locked and loaded. I can't close the doors. It's the same thing. If we come to here and we try and close them, I get a message saying, there you go, folding is not allowed while the tool is attached because it's strapped down onto something. you can't close the doors. It's weird. I'm sure it used to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It did the same when it was on the actual the sort of flatbed trailer. So let's head down. We'll check it out. So if it doesn't work, we'll just take this and sell it. The problem is there's not actually like log. There's not a log back for this particular vehicle. God, that feels heavy. What's it, 10 ton I think it says? Yep, it's heavy. You can see how much that's sinking in at the back. Now I'm assuming if I'd gone for the liftable version of these, it wouldn't be weighing down like this, because the liftable version, if you go for the XL capacities, you're looking at 250,000 litres, 500,000 litres or 1,000,000 litres. If you had that much in, the vehicle wouldn't move. It would actually sink through the map and disappear, so I'm assuming. Anyway, so I say, we'll see what happens when we get down. If it doesn't work, we'll sell it. Yeah, but there's not a log back for this that's got side supports. So if I was going to put logs on it, I'd have to try and balance them, which is a bit of a nightmare. There's a few log trailers. I'll end up falling back on the same log trailer I always do. Was it the HW80? Something like that. Cheap as chips. Probably about a similar sort of size as this actually. Probably get a similar amount of logs in. It would kind of make sense to do that. I'm just really hoping this works, but like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. We'll get down to carpentry, and then if not, we'll put in a sell point, something that costs us £1,000, which is pretty handy moving forward as well. These are great, the log containers, wood containers. If you've got, especially on maps where you've got a sell point that takes them, or productions that will take the wood from them, it works perfectly, which is what you need. If you're not a big fan of loading logs onto a log trailer because they jostle around, they move, and strapping them down, this is a brilliant alternative, because you literally just bring the logs up to the back, boom, takes them on, and they're auto loaded to a degree, which in essence they are really. It is the closest thing to an auto load log trailer sort of thing you're going to get, really. Now I think we need to open the gate and back in. I don't know if I need to disconnect the straps, probably. Would I need to unload this onto the floor? Maybe. It's a tricky one, I'm not too sure really. Yeah, I'm on. Well, oh yeah, so I stop and everyone else just, yeah, just... outrageous behaviour. Actually, we're going forwards, I think. Let's swing around here. This is where we're heading. This is our new facility. Let's open the gate. Now, from our our reconnoitre, as far as I'm aware, the log bit is right here, and the cell bit to the straps. Oh, it did take it. Yes! Although I didn't get paid for the container, but we have got in the building 21,700. Oh, that's such a result. I'm glad it took it, because I actually, up until stopping there, I'm pretty sure the cellwood bit is, there you go, look, cellwood, top left. I didn't think that would work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to here. We're going to put, what do we want? So if we're going to run, that should start chugging maybe in a little while. It's going to take a while to get some pallets, isn't it? What does it hold? 100,000 litres. So we could do some more. We've got a litre of pallets. 1 litre of pallets. Pallet production is underway, people. That's what we needed. So that's good. Didn't need to put in a sell point either. So what I think I might do, because all the else I was going to do, I'm going to cut down one of the palm trees. Actually, I'm going to get a new container. There's a forklift down at the store. We'll whiz down. I'm going to get a new container, and we'll put in one of those big palm trees. We'll cut that down. If I'm just curious to see how much wood is actually involved in one of those. I won't be able to do obviously the bulbous end, but we'll be able to do the rest. So let's head off. Probably should turn around. You shouldn't really reverse out onto a main road, should you? It's not a dumb thing. We should get wood chips from here as well. I've got enough room to turn around. That is le question. Or are we going to go Austin Powers? No, we should be alright. There we go. It's just safer this way. Bum, bum, bum. Let's give it a go. That's all we can do. Try our best. Okay, we're just driving on our grass. It's alright to drive on the grass as long as I don't keep repeatedly doing it. We'll be fine. So we own some of the land along here, and we've got quite a few of these tall trees, and I'm curious to see, like I say, how much is in one of these. That's what I'm wondering. Let's turn that on. Now, what's curious here is I've got nothing come up saying cut. That was working earlier. What's that? Nothing. That. Really cut? Oh, why is it not saying cut? Gotta let that fall because this is heavy. Oh, okay, that wasn't too bad. I wasn't sure how that was going to go. Right, 6 metre. Yes, we're still on 6. That's got some heft to it. So yeah, I was just curious because the tree disappeared. I'm now thinking, do these not have a mast? Oh, that was obviously shorter than the last one. Oh, that's annoying. So it didn't cut it. I did buy a chainsaw. These are obviously not the tall ones. We've got some more over there as well. Yeah, I got loads of cuts out of that previous one. Yeah, I've got a chainsaw I purchased because when it does that, you have to clear those off. So, but the problem I've got now is I've got to cut that there just to make it easier for handling. Oh, actually, 7.7. Yeah, it just didn't cut it, did it? Didn't like it. Okay. Well, we'll cut that off. We'll have 2 bits from this anyway. So it's not one of the long ones. I was hoping it was one of the big ones. That's only 4.8. Okay. I'll turn that off and that off. Let's grab the telehandler. That will need to be moved. That's not liftable by hand now. Yeah, that's annoying. We're going to do the really tall ones then. I thought they were the... Well, maybe they're not. They could be. Maybe try one of them. These seem a bit shorter. Maybe I just got lucky with that one. I got a lot of cuts out of it. Anyway. Let's get that one out of the way. These historically have been pretty good for wood palms. Well, that's not liking that too much, is it? Ugh. Let's see if it'll even take it. Whoa, okay. That seemed to be a fair bit out of that one. And these bits will come back for... Well, actually, I say come back for and collect. What if they disappear? Not sure what to do with that. So, what's that saying for those 2 bits? 3,852. Not crazy. But if it was one of the really tall ones... Anyway. I'll do another full load. I'll get those in. And we've got pallets being produced. I guess we can go in and check here, can't we? How are we looking? We have got 23 litres of pallets and 1 litre of wood chip. Actually, that's not too bad, 23 litres. We haven't been gone that long, so it's not going to take, I say not going to take too long. It's going to take a while, but I want to try and get probably as close to 100,000 litres in there as we can. and we'll just keep that chugging away. I'm not going to then go and buy the sawmill as well, just to make planks, to bring the planks to this, to then make more pallets. We'll just let it run with wood for the time being. It's an expensive proposition. If at some point later down the line we decide, you know what, we could do some planks and we can do some furniture, maybe. I say it's a lot of money just to be able to do pallets. Then if pallets are required on all of the productions across the map, it's a necessity, isn't it? It's not what you can do about it. So anyway, I think that's where I'm going to end the episode. That is working. We're losing a little bit of money. I guess what I could try and do as well, fill one of those up and then take it to the wood sell point and see how much we get for selling a full one of those. We've got a few more trees we could take down, just here and there. Again, it's just another way of getting a bit of income while we're here. How are we looking for contracts? Again, there's a few bits and bobs knocking around. No crazy money things at the moment, but the things like this, you pick up a few of these little £6 ones. I say little £6 ones. Another one there. What's that for? Cultivating. We've got a cultivator. Field 74 right at the top. It kind of makes sense. Just keep knocking them off every now and again. You know what? I'll accept the contract on that. Why not? Got 9 hours to get it done. So anyway, yes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.